BBC's Make a Difference Awards celebrate those who make life better for others in our communities. Nominations for this year are now closed and the winners will be announced next month.
Yeah, two of the nominees, John and Shahiesta, have been put forward for their hard work, their care and their commitment to others. They're with us now, alongside Mr Motivator, who's a judge in one of this year's categories. Morning to you all.
Morning.
Good to have
Morning.
you. Mr Motivator, good morning. Tell us what this is all about. Why is it important?
You know, I think it's so important for everyone to realise that within their community, there may be someone who's actually making a difference.
Yeah.
And I think any kind of community-orientated things that make people feel good, that empowers them, that brings them together to socially interact with each other has got to be a good thing. And when I got involved, it was all to do with activity and movement. And in fact, I was judging a category, which is, again, so important. And that is the health of our nation, right? Laughter and movement is wonderful medicine. And so therefore, anything that encourages that, you know me, that's the platform I'm on.
And John, you've been nominated in the Great Neighbour category.
I have. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what that category is about and how you felt when you found out.
Oh, when I found out, when the phone went and it was unbelievable, I was just totally shocked, really. But I hadn't even realised I'd been nominated. But yeah, all I do is be my normal person on my delivery, you know, and I help people all the time. You know, from feeding the dogs, I always let the dogs a treat, to simple things, you know, from changing a light bulb to just putting letters
John,
on a seat rather than on the mat.
quickly, we should just say you're a postman.
Yeah, I am a postman.
But everything you've described there is not being a postman. You're doing all this extra stuff, isn't it? So this is you out and about doing all this extra work.
Yes,
like
me.
Your job's probably busy enough, but you've found time to do all this extra stuff as well, haven't you?
I have, yes.
Yeah. What do you end up doing most often? Changing light bulbs?
No. No, I mostly... it's parcels mostly these days.
The day job.
The day job.
Yeah.
But in the other jobs, it's well, every dog in the village knows me.
Useful.
Yeah, because they just do, and I help people in other ways. I mean, there was a gentleman that he'd been in hospital, and then I took him down to Kent to see his family because they'd had a baby, and he couldn't get there. He was 89.
And John, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
68.
Okay, and how do you find the energy to do all this? As Ben said, you've got a busy enough job. How do you find the energy to fit all this in as well?
Well, I've always been a busy person, and I would never be a sprinter. But like the tortoise in the hare, I just keep going.
John, am I right in saying as well, you're waiting for medical treatment yourself, aren't you?
I do, yeah. I've been diagnosed with leukemia, yeah.
So you're doing all of this, all of this extra stuff, you're looking after all these other people, and you're still waiting for some treatment yourself. What do you know? When are you having that? Do you know yet?
I can't. Well, I have platelets transfusions reasonably regularly, but I need to have a bone marrow transplant.
Right.
And stem cell, and for that you need to have a perfect match.
Okay.
And at the moment they haven't been able to find a perfect match. The best they've found is 2 8 out of 10s in Japan.
Okay. Wow. A long way away.
Yeah,
John, you're brilliant.
But it needs to be 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's hope that they find that match for you.
Yes.
John, you're brilliant doing all that extra stuff. Shahiesta, tell me about what you've been nominated for, because yours is in a different category, isn't it? But you're doing a lot of work in the community as well.
Yeah, so I'm a community rail education officer. I work for Community Rail Lancashire in Accrington. And part of my job is to help people to access rail travel safely and confidently. And after COVID, I helped to set up a little women's group at Accrington Station. And it started quite organically. We just would meet at the station just to have a cup of tea and just to sort of support each other. And I used to take them out on the train, show people how to sort of, you know, access green spaces, go for a walk. And then it just became slightly bigger, and
You can see it here getting bigger and bigger with every picture.
Yeah, it is. There's about 20 women now.
Yeah.
And then I suggested they adopt the station, so they became a station adoption group.
Yeah.
They look after Accrington Station. They look after the planters and the community garden, and they make it look safe. They make it look approachable and. Yeah, they just look after all the. It looks beautiful now. The station looks beautiful.
Ever imagine that you would get nominated for an award for what you do?
No, I didn't. And you don't do it for that. We do it because it's our station, and we belong to Accrington, and Accrington belongs to us. So we look after the station because we use the station. I do it as part of my job, but they do it on a voluntary basis. So, and it's lovely because it breaks down barriers. People come up to them and speak to them.
Yeah.
It's the only Muslim women's group in the country that has adopted a station. Not that that should matter, really, but it's important in some ways because it gives them a platform. People can see these lovely women in hijabs, in their high-vis, on the platform, just tending to the plants, talking to passengers.
Yeah.
And I think it helps to break down some barriers.
Derek, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, John and Shahiesta here just make it sound really normal, like everybody's... People aren't as brilliant as these two, are they?
No, but you know, the thing is, we all have time. Right? We all have time to actually help. We all have time to actually stop and say a kindly word. We have the time to say, how are you doing? And wait around to find out how someone's doing. And those little things that John is doing is so impactful, right? Even if it's only just one person you've impacted on. It's a bit like, you know, I've set up a free online platform because I don't want to charge people, because I realize the economy is rough. So what I say to people, come and exercise with me, because I think those things we can all do to make a difference to people's lives, right? And in this tough economy and this tough situation where everyone's struggling, everyone needs help, advice, and if we can all reach out, that'd be really
And
good.
that's the free stuff, isn't it? This isn't, you know, stuff that you need to spend a lot of money
Absolutely
on. Time
right.
is the biggest gift.
Yeah, time is, and you know, things have changed in our lives, right? Because the social aspect that we all used to have, that we grew up with, where in fact the neighborhood cares, right, has really kind of changed. But highlighting individuals like this who are doing their bit in the community, it could spread across the whole country, and that's why I want to see these awards grow and really re-highlight those small little stars, right? And they are stars, right? Who are out there shining brightly so that we can all get something from it. What do they say? Smile at the world smiles back at you, right? And if all of us make time for each other, the world becomes so much of a better place, right? And that feel-good factor would spread through all of us. I know I'm taking up your time. I know they're telling you, shut him up.
No.
I'm enjoying it.
But honestly, for me, it's just that, look, I'm 72 years of age.
You're
And I believe, right, that every single person who grew up, of course I am. I was looking for a compliment. That's what I was looking for.
I gave it.
But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, right, if I can continue to say to people, every day that you move your body, that's the best medicine in the world. Every time that you smile at someone when you're on your rounds, right, they feel good. You feel good as well. Every time that you reach out and give something, what do they say? Kindness is something you can't give away. It comes back to you tenfold. That's what it's all about.
And John, do you feel that way when you're out and about going above and beyond? Do you feel a little bit better for putting a smile on other people's faces?
Yes, I do. It's always nice when people respond well to something you've done for them. You know, thank you goes a long way. And I do enjoy doing what I do, though I've never done it just, you know, because I'm trying to win something. It's just the way I am. Yeah.
Shahiesta, where do you start? If someone's watching this morning and says, that sounds like a really good idea, I could do that at my local train station, my local community centre, whatever, where do you start?
Well, there's community rail partnerships all around the country.
Okay.
And if you, they usually have a website as well. But if you contact your local train operating company, and they will have station adoption sort of information on their website as well. And if you're interested, get in touch with your local community rail partnership, your train operating company, and they'll give you the information. It's a voluntary activity, but it's really fulfilling. It's really, really fulfilling. You get to interact with the public. You get to do something that you might not. Some of the women that work at the station, they might not have a garden of their own, but they love gardening. So they have a community space that they tend to, and everybody enjoys.
You told me that it would tell me about time. You've got 30 seconds.
Okay.
Motivational message of the day. What do we need to know?
Today is the start of a new week, could be the start of a new life for you. What I want you to do is think how blessed you are as an individual, first of all, right? And if you're blessed, one of the major blessings that you have, we have a choice. What about the people in your neighborhood who don't have a choice? Reach out to them and help them to make a choice which could better themselves and make them feel so good. And that way, you stand up looking as good as me every day.
Well, that is an incentive like no other. And, you know, when there's so much negativity around in society, it's really nice to be able to have a positive message.